From the land of lakes, this is 10,000 Takes, brought to you by Minnesota Score Radio. Wally and Eric back for yet another month as we slice and dice the always busy, always topical, super saturated Twin Cities sports scene. And it's 10K Takes Television, episode number 1 in June.
Oh, jeez.
Hopefully we don't go into a swoon.
Well, hopefully your twins don't go into a swoon.
Well, they're not my twins. I'm a Dodgers fan. Let's get that on the record.
Oh, boy. Okay. On that note, they stumbled against Detroit last week.
Yep.
And if you remember, on the radio show last week, on Friday, I said to you, don't be so sure to throw them under the bus against Toronto. Because it's kind of a situation where it's us against the world, right? They were missing several players, including Max Kepler, and that was just the COVID players, guys that hadn't gotten vaccinated. And then you had Correa out, and Buxton's in and out of the lineup, and whoever else you want to mention in that list. But the guys that were there, you have a different mentality. When you're shorthanded, you're not supposed to win. Baseball's a long season. Anything could happen. So they go into Toronto and they win 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they muscled up. And Toronto had won 8 in a row entering that series, so they were the hottest team in Major League Baseball. And it was definitely a good trip north of the border for the Minnesota Twins, and they finished it off Sunday with they walked the tightrope there. They had the big lead, and then it almost got away, but they were able to get the victory. Now they come back to the Twin Cities. They continue a tough stretch against those top 3 teams in the AL East. Now it's the New York Yankees, who, oh, by the way, have the top record in all of Major League Baseball at 39-15. I mean, so the Yankees are back to being the evil empire, and here they come with Aaron Judge, 21 home runs. That leads MLB, and we know the Yankees historically, regular season or postseason, are kryptonite for the Minnesota Twins. So this is going to be another gauge to see if the Twins are as good as they say they are.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night games against the Yankees at Target Field. You going?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No, I couldn't get a credential. Apparently, a guy who's been in this market since 1991 and has covered the Twins every step of the way is not good enough to be in the press box.
Oh, okay.
Go figure.
Go figure.
Yeah. I've done pregame shows. I've done postgame shows, and they're going to kick me out. They're going to phase me out.
Yeah, you're phased out.
Yeah.
Already. Oh,
so
unbelievable. Okay. So they get 2 out of 3 in Toronto. They have the leading hitter in baseball, Luis Arraez. And I don't think that this is a big surprise. I think that the way he puts the ball in play is unique in today's game. I mean, all these guys swinging for the fences. You're going to see Aaron Judge, who leads the majors in home runs. He's got 21 now. I mean, that's just off the charts. 21 home runs, and we're just into June. What's he going to hit, 90?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's in a contract year. So the Yankees have the 3rd highest payroll in MLB, and I would be stunned if they let this guy walk because he's not only productive, but he's incredibly popular. I mean, you're going to see a lot of 99 Aaron Judge jerseys at Target Field the next 3 days.
Well, you won't.
No, but you might. But trust me, I saw the Yankees in Kansas City late last year, and there were a lot of those jerseys down there at Kauffman Stadium. He's one of the faces of Major League Baseball. So can you imagine the Yankees, who historically are the team getting the free agents and the high-profile guys? Can you imagine Judge walking away? I don't think it'll happen. But every home run he hits, that's another few thousand the Yankees are going to have to come up with.
Steinbrenner's kid still owns the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
he's run it a little differently than George, though.
Yeah, he'll keep Aaron.
Yeah, they're not as in-your-face media quote machines. But yeah, Aaron Judge will stay.
They're still doing the same thing as far as payroll, though. I mean, they're 3rd in payroll behind the Dodgers and the Mets. So, I mean, they're still willing to pay guys. They'll pay Aaron Judge. Has he got Scott Boras as his agent?
Well, I don't know.
Probably.
Well, and the Yankees too want to make sure even though they're in different leagues, the New York Mets right now are very legitimate. They just split a series with the LA Dodgers, and the Mets are trying to create this organization that they think will become a model. Where they spend whatever it takes and have a culture that is very conducive to winning. And the Mets right now, they're doing that.
Yeah, no, they are. But the New York Yankees come in, as you said, they're kryptonite for the Minnesota Twins, and they have been. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. I think going up to Toronto was on a roll. Twins were down a few guys. They went in there, like I said, us against the world mentality, and they hit the baseball. Now, the pitching is going to be an issue if they have to go that deep into the bullpen. For whatever reason, Smeltzer came out of the game after 60 pitches on Sunday. I still don't understand that. He only threw 4 innings. And this is perhaps because he threw 100 pitches in his outing before that. I think that was I want to say, was it Wednesday of last week? He threw 100 pitches. Heaven forbid.
It's another example of coddling a guy, not letting him go deeper into a game. I can't. I would be stunned if Devin Smeltzer wanted to come out after 60 pitches. We saw it blow up in the Twins' face a couple weeks ago against Kansas City when he was, just mowing down the Royals through, I think it was 7, and then they yanked him, and then they had the explosion in the bullpen.
And Tyler Duffy was the culprit again. Yeah. He came in and got bombed.
I have no earthly explanation for why they want to baby these guys. I know the 100 pitch count is the bar. That's the line of demarcation in a lot of cases. But when you're at 60 or 80, and I don't even believe in the 100 pitch counts. No. Quite honestly, I think it's silly. These guys are stud athletes in their prime. Let them go. And they get the adrenaline going, too, But they're all worried about, some sort of an arm injury or they won't be ready for their next start. I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And the problem is, and you and I have talked about this before, is that this is how they've been brought through.
Sure.
From Little League on up, through high school, into college, the minors, they are not conditioned to throw in excess of 100 pitches.
So really, what we should get out there is the sport of baseball, going down to the youth level, needs systemic change. And the first start would be changing the pitch count.
I agree.
Let it be on a game-to-game basis. If a kid's got a sore arm and he tells you he wants to come out, then by all means get him out, especially at a young level. But if the kid's okay, let him go.
And look at all the arm injuries there are now. All the guys with the Tommy John surgery. I mean, if you want to preserve our youth and young arms, don't have them throw curveballs. Just throw 4-seam fastballs and changeup. That's all you need to know. And when they get old enough, when they get to be the age of 14, 15, then you can start mixing in the spinners, so to speak. But to
Garrett Cole.
Yeah, exactly.
Who, by the way, will be in town along with Josh Donaldson.
Are we going to see Garrett Cole?
Rocky, our producer, will have to look up the pitching matchups. Josh Donaldson will be here, though.
Yeah, interesting.
Standing O?
I don't think he's going to get a standing O. But as far as the Twins clubhouse, I know that there are some whispers that he was a problem in the Twins clubhouse. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not a huge Josh Donaldson
Well, he can't be that big of a problem if the Yankees are closing in on 40 wins already.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever he brings to the table, good or bad, the Yankees have adjusted.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see Josh Donaldson in a Yankee uniform. It'll be fun.
Fair enough. A lot coming up. We'll visit with Minnesota Vikings running back Alexander Mattison coming up here on 10K Takes, your New York Yankees ticket.
I've been meaning to give you these for many years. I think they're perfect.
Maya?
Oh, I love your earring. Why didn't you try these?
It isn't just about vision. It's about care. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
We continue 10K Takes Television. Wally and Eric with you, and joining us now in the Zoom room is the third-year running back out of Boise State, Alexander Mattison of the Minnesota Vikings. And Alexander, thanks so much for joining us. And you have a new regime with the Vikings now. Head coach Kevin O'Connell, offensive coordinator Wes Phillips, in from the Super Bowl champion LA Rams. How are you approaching things? Is this a blank slate for you, a way to prove what you can do to these new coaches?
Yeah, and that's, I'm in a unique position where, I'm going into contract year, and I'm going into it with a brand new coaching staff, brand new leadership. And, this is a time where, as a whole, as an offense, as a running back room, as a team, we can prove not only to the world, not only to our coaches, but to ourselves that, we have the guys to go get it done. And there's a lot of unique talent and skill on this team. And I hope that, as we go even further into this hidden training camp, it starts to piece together and they start to see like we are really special in this facility, in this organization. And, they're bringing that energy and making it even that much more special. So, the energy is really high and I'm really excited for this year. They brought some new energy and the team is just really clicking right now. So it's looking awesome.
Alexander, you mentioned the running backs room, and one of the guys in that running backs room, of course, is Dalvin Cook. We know he's a super talent. Now, there have been some whispers that the Vikings might be looking at putting him, splitting him out as a wide receiver or putting him in the slot, something along those lines. Could that possibly mean good news for you with both you and Dalvin on the field at the same time?
I mean, with this offense, you never know. We're in the beginning stages and we're starting to see some new things, some creative things, some ways to get the balls in our hands. And, you look at Dalvin Cook, you see his production, you see the type of player he is. However you can get the ball in his hand is going to be a win for your offense. So if we can both be out there on the field, I think that would be something that it could be very magical. So, hopefully that's in the works as well. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different new things that are coming and having the running backs out split wide in the slot and some new things that are going to be able to get us the ball.
Alexander, it's been a rough month or so for NFL Nation. Tragedy with Dwayne Haskins. Then a few days ago, Jeff Gladney, your former teammate with the Minnesota Vikings. And then recently, Marion Barber, the Minnesota Gopher great who starred with the Dallas Cowboys. I think sometimes we think you guys are bulletproof in the NFL, but you're not. You're human beings, and life is fragile, and things can change quickly, can't they?
Yeah. And, it is a tragedy. Just looking at it, it's something that, you can lose sleep over if you try and figure out why. If you try and, get answers because, it just doesn't make any sense. But like you said, we aren't invincible. We're not superhumans or anything like that. So you have to take every day for what it is and be grateful every single day. You can't take one day for granted because, we were able to go out there on that field. But it's not every day that, we will be able to do that. Our career ends at some point, and even further to that, life at one point ends as well. And so it's sad when you see guys like that go too soon. So, we just have to be grateful for every day and not take any single day for granted.
What memory do you take away from Jeff Gladney?
His smile, man. His smile lit up a room. He always had his positive energy. And, you could spot a smile from across the locker room, across the field. Whenever he's always smiling, he's always having a good time. And he's just a really genuine spirit. So it really is a sad one. And, the energy, we definitely are sending our condolences to his family. And, it just sucks. Like you said, he was on a good path to get his career on track and do some good things. And he was a good player while he was here with us in Minnesota, and he was an even better person.
All right, we've heard guys like your teammate Eric Kendricks say that Kevin O'Connell and this coaching staff is a breath of fresh air, and that's really a dig at the old head coach Mike Zimmer, who often was intimidating and gruff. Do you like the O'Connell style? Is this going to help the Vikings hit their goal of winning more football games?
Yeah, I love it. You never know what's going to come out of change. You always hope for the better. And I think this is a good change for us. It's a different mindset in the building, a different coaching staff. Of course, you have different methods of doing things. You have different energy in the room. I think just, all of us attacking it with that right mindset of just embracing the new change is definitely serving us well. Everyone's looking at it as an opportunity for us to not only grow as a team, but individually just be able to put ourselves in a position to accept change and look ourselves in the mirror and see where we need to change at so that we can be a better organization, better team.
With all the changes in the front office and, of course, in the coaching staff as well, there hasn't been much change as far as your offense is concerned. Basically, you have everybody back, and you get Irv Smith Jr. back into the offense. I would assume that this means that this offense could be pretty dynamic again this year. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's, you take a step back and you look at it, and it's like, man, we have some weapons in this offense, and it fires you up. And just going to work with those guys every single day, fires us up even that much more. We're building that chemistry and that team bond. And I'm super excited for this year with the offensive weapons we have. And on top of that, you look at the offense and you get excited. You look over at the defensive side of the ball, look at the additions and look at the returning players, and you can't do anything but get excited as well.
All right, what about your O-line, those purple people movers up front that you rely on to gain yards? The Vikings invested heavily in 2021 by drafting Christian Darrisaw and Wyatt Davis. They hit rough patches as rookies. Are you seeing growth in the OTAs and mini camps from these two? And you're going to need them to step up, aren't you?
Yeah, I see growth. It's obviously one of those things. It's stepping in as a rookie and getting right to it is, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And I think that Christian is doing a great job of not only growing and not letting that type of pressure kind of affect his game, but improve his game. And he's looking real good out there. The O-line up front, they're looking real good. They're clicking. We're all learning a new offense. So, there's things that come with that, communication wise and everything that comes with that, remembering plays and everything. So it's a fun process to learn it with those guys and kind of rebuild that chemistry again.
I know one thing that you have changed in your off-season workouts, you're starting to use this product, a weighted vest from Amorpho. I was wondering if you've noticed any differences during OTAs and how this has been able to help you at all.
Yeah, I have actually. So I'll do what I usually do is like throughout the week, I'll wear it during the lift, I'll wear it during the practice. And then maybe like towards the end of the week, I don't wear it, then I'll wear it again. And it's kind of like alternate between practices. And just the other day, I just felt, I was kind of, it was a weird sensation where you're like running fast, but it just didn't feel like I was running as fast as I wanted to, but I'm pulling away from a DB. And that usually, for me, I feel like it's more of a strain to do so. And I feel like as I've continued to wear this throughout the off season and even now throughout OTAs, I'm starting to feel a little more springy, a little more boost in my efforts out there on the field. Yeah, I'm super excited to be partnered with Amorpho. As I prepare for this upcoming season, I'm really just trying to take my game to the next level. I'm just really amazed at how well that they integrate Gravity sportswear into the new era of Gravity sportswear, not just weight vests, not just weighted ankle braces or bracelets or anything like that, but just the way that they microload with the small weighted buttons on the shirts. And it's just a really new, cool look. And it's a new way to kind of integrate that. That's not just a way where people have like, these weighted, ankle weights and arm weights and stuff like that, but something that's wearable. So it's just, they have the shirts that are weighted. And then the weight vest itself is just the best fitting weight vest that I've ever tried on. But yeah, as I've gone into this off season training, I'm seeing more and more as I work hard, the gear is working harder for me to continue to feel that confidence and feel that light burst and energy in everything I do.
All right, thanks so much, Alexander, and continued success with the Minnesota Vikings. That's running back Alexander Mattison right here on 10K Takes, your purple ticket.
I've been meaning to give you these for many years. I think they're perfect.
Maya?
Oh, I love your earring. Why didn't you try these?
It isn't just about vision, it's about care. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
10,000 takes, Wally and Eric, and we're going to talk some NBA now. The NBA Finals now even at 1 apiece as they head back to Boston for games 3 and 4. Or do they do 3, 4, and 5? I think that's how they do it now. They don't go 2, 2, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah, given how high gas prices are, can you imagine jet fuel? It makes a lot of sense to stay in New England for games 3, 4, and 5, and then go back to San Francisco, NorCal. So, yeah, it's the old coast-to-coast NBA Finals. It wasn't like last year where it was Midwest Milwaukee and then Southwest Phoenix. But, hey, it's 1-1. Both games haven't had the extreme drama down the end. What we've seen in Game 1 certainly was Boston with an epic fourth quarter.
Oh, they just blew them out in the fourth quarter.
I mean, you and
they couldn't miss.
Yeah, we talked to Dan Shaughnessy the other day, the Boston Globe columnist. He's a legend, and he knows everything Celtics. He called that quarter the greatest quarter in the history of Boston Celtics basketball in the finals. So that's a huge statement. But the Warriors were able to wake up on Sunday night, and they had their own third quarter where they were just lights out. And the third quarter has been really when Golden State has erupted in both games, but they were able to close it out in the fourth. I think they knew we can't go back to Boston down 0-2. No way.
Interesting note here. After the game, Draymond Green talked about and brought up Kevin Durant. And he was asked about what Steph Curry means to this team, and he said, well, even when KD was here, Steph was our first choice on the offensive end of the basketball. I think that's a direct shot at KD, saying, you know what, we don't need you here to win championships. And they won one before he got there.
Yeah.
Right?
And a couple, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it was 2. They won before he got there. Obviously, they won 1 with him. But Kevin Durant is somewhere on a couch watching NBA games, right? He's not in the mix anymore. And Draymond Green taking shots at him. I don't think that Kevin Durant has made many friends in the wake of his departure.
Well, and he left a situation that almost seems perfect.
Right.
I mean, Golden State, all that pedigree, a head coach with a winning background in Steve Kerr. You've got Steph Curry, you've got Klay Thompson, you have Draymond. I mean, you have all the pieces. You don't have to be the man every night. But, he went to Brooklyn. It's well documented. It hasn't worked out there. The Nets tried to assemble this galaxy of stars, and it, bottom line, has not panned out. Same with the LA Lakers, what we saw them try to do this season. So look, Steph Curry is a remarkable athlete. How many guys can say they've actually changed the way the game is played? He's had that kind of an impact with his lethal ability to step beyond the arc, hit the 3 ball. But remember, he can take that rock to the rack and put it in, driving hard, slashing. So he's just and he's not a huge guy. He's just an everyday looking guy, but he's phenomenal. I would say out there in NorCal, he's right up there with Joe Montana and Barry Bonds, and I mean, he's at that level.
Ooh, Barry Bonds, huh?
Well, our good friend Larry Fitzgerald said Barry Bonds has been at the arena, so they love him in San Francisco.
Okay.
I know you don't, but
I'm glad
he is the home run king.
Well, in your mind, he is, not in mine. One other thing, Andrew Wiggins, the defensive shutdown guy, and boy, he really has turned into that. I mean, he scores a little bit, and he can score if need be. But the former Minnesota Timberwolf has certainly turned into a defensive juggernaut.
Yeah, he has. And Golden State won that trade. I don't care what the spin doctors from the T-Wolves are going to try to tell you. That they not only got Wiggins, they got a number 1 draft choice, and Minnesota gets D'Lo, who's been up and down like a roller coaster. We don't know if D'Lo's even going to remain in Minnesota.
I don't think so.
So this has been a lopsided deal for Golden State, and Wiggins has certainly benefited from the culture that they have out there with the Warriors organization. But now they got to go to Boston where it's 1-1. I'm sure the Celtics feel like, okay, we'll flip the script on them again and come up with championship number 18. That's where we're looking at here. Boston's won 17. The Lakers have won 17. Boston needs 1 more to be the all-time NBA title team.
Don't count them out.
No, I don't.
Do not count
New England
them out.
Teams win titles. They have parades often there.
Yes, they do. Haven't had one in 3 years, though. So.
Well, it's an epic drought by a New England standard.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We lost Marion Barber last week. And, here's a guy that was beloved by his teammates in college, was beloved by his teammates in high school and his teammates in the Dallas Cowboys. And his coach, Bill Parcells, came out and said some really nice things about Marion Barber, but gone at the age of 38.
Yeah, it's a real tragedy, and your thoughts and prayers certainly go out to the Barber family. There will be a memorial later this month, I believe on June 22nd, to honor Marion. His brother Dominic played in the NFL, was a great hockey player as well at Wayzata and football. The father, Marion, was a Gopher legend in his time, played for the New York Jets. Thomas Barber did some great things. But Marion, by all accounts, Bill Parcells called him the perfect football player in Dallas. Bill Parcells is a Hall of Fame coach. Barber played with passion. He ran angry. He doled out punishment. But that's just the football side. The other side is Barber the person, and everything I've read is this was a good guy, a likable guy. Didn't like the attention. Never really wanted to talk to the media. But boy, when you think about Marion Barber and Lawrence Maroney at running back the Gophers, remember all those great backs they had? What a tandem.
Yeah, I think, and if you heard what Glenn Mason said about him, I think Glenn Mason was really broken up about, the former Gopher coach was really broken up about the loss of Marion Barber at such a young age.
I don't think there's any doubt. And Marion had some demons. Des Bryant tweeted that out, a few months ago, that Marion Barber is down and out bad. That's Des Bryant, his former teammate in Dallas. So there were issues swirling around him. It's unfortunate. This is the conclusion. I mean, he was just days shy of turning 39. Not much you can say. It's just very unfortunate.
Yeah, really sad. Okay. All right. On that note, we'll take a break. When we come back, takes of the day right here on 10,000 Takes, your sports ticket. Stay with us.
I've been meaning to give you these for many years. I think they're perfect.
Maya?
Oh, I love your earring. Why didn't you try these?
It isn't just about vision, it's about care. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
"10K Takes" on television. Final segment of today's show. Time for Takes of the Day. The mood meter has been plugged in. Is Wally a cranky Yankee? Maybe he's Captain Sunshine. Or perhaps you're a demanding diva. What is it?
Well, I want to know what's happened with Alex Kirilloff. Did his mother say something about Rocco? Did Alex Kirilloff say something about the iPad? Why in the world isn't this guy a member of the Minnesota Twins right now? He was their darling a couple of years ago. Remember they inserted him in during the playoffs to make his major league debut? Well, he's been on an 8-game hitting streak for your St. Paul Saints. Hit 2 home runs on Sunday. He's hitting .471 over his last 17 at-bats, including 4 home runs and 3 doubles. Bring him back up to the majors. This guy can play.
And the mood meter says demanding diva.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were COVID depleted in Canada, and Alex Kirilloff stuck around in the U.S.
Yeah, he
playing
did.
AAA baseball
Still
in
playing
Iowa.
with the Saints. What the world?
All right, well, my take of the day, I'm going to give a shout out. Again, this gun control issue, it's real, it's serious, and people in the sports world are stepping out. I want to applaud them for that. Before Game 2, Golden State Boston in the NBA Finals, players and coaches from both teams wore orange T-shirts, which is symbolic of, efforts for gun control, and that's what their message was: end gun violence, do something. So you have high-profile athletes and coaches speaking out. Let's hope it does some good.
Yeah, let's hope so.
All right, we got to go. Let's FedEx out those thank yous. One goes to Rocky, also to Alexander Mattison, and our great crew behind the scenes. For Wally, I'm Eric saying so long. We are 10K Takes, your sports ticket.